All right, guys, can you hear me? Let me know. Um, hope this is working. Okay. So I'm watching boxing in two places at the same time. One, one stream is of the ESPN KO card that's taking place in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm trying to get this DAZN stream to work for a card um, in Michigan, but it's really the streaming quality is not coming through so well. Hey, Sean, can you hear me? Yeah, 2 events, 1 stream. Let me know if the sound is good. Because sometimes this mic doesn't work so well for lives. I'm glad you found me. I'm sorry you missed the other one last night. Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sean. That's so cool. Let's see. Okay, so there's a pretty good card in TJ. It's on. Yeah, can you hear the sound, Sean? Is the sound working? Yeah, please let me know if the sound is good. Otherwise, I gotta disconnect this mic. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have a choice between these two cards, I would tune into the ESPN KO, because even though I don't know any of these fighters on this card, it's much better action. I think they have a lot of local fighters from the TJ area, but I mean, I think all these guys are Mexican, and so we're getting a lot of back and forth action. On the DAZN card, this is Dmitry Salida's promotion. It's being it's in Michigan, and right now in the ring we have I don't know if you guys remember Tony Harrison. He at one point I think he beat one of the Charlo brothers or something in an upset. He's fighting a fellow named Chavez, not Julio Cesar. Who is it here? Brian Damian Chavez. All right, so you might have remembered Tony the Tiger Harrison. Hi, Nancy, good to see you. Oh no, San Francisco lost power. What's up? How did that happen? Okay, so we're watching boxing right now, and at the TJ card, we have somebody last name Garcia fighting Velasquez, and right now Garcia had Velasquez in the corner. Was really doing some great inside fighting there. And in Michigan, Chavez just lost, or just missed with a big punch and went careening across the ring. We have Tony Harrison fighting out of Orthodox and Chavez fighting out of Southpaw at the moment. All right, Harrison and Chavez are clinched up for a moment. They are on break in TJ, so that broadcast will resume in a moment. Right. All right, Sean, you're moderator. You can. Oh, you don't need to block these guys. You can just put them on a timeout if you want. Okay, back in the ring in TJ. Both these guys standing toe-to-toe. Velasquez put himself on the ropes. Came off the ropes now. So thus far, it's pretty much a shutout for the other fellow, Garcia. Garcia is a slightly taller, lankier fighter, but both these guys have a similar build and they want to stand toe-to-toe. So at the moment, they're both fighting out of southpaw, but it looks like Garcia is going to switch back to orthodox. Oh, and Garcia just landed a nice head combination with a liver shot. Garcia opens with another liver shot. He reminds me a little bit of kind of that Diego Corrales, where even though, you know, somebody's tall and lanky, they love to stand toe-to-toe and fight on the inside. Oh, nice little weave motion by his opponent. Oh, sorry, I got the names wrong. It's Garcia that's the taller, lankier one, and Velasquez is a little bit shorter. Velasquez is fighting southpaw, and Garcia is fighting orthodox. Oh, thank you so much, Feo players. Garcia's doing some nice damage on the inside. Little right up, left uppercuts to hooks. Right uppercut, body shot. Right uppercut, body shot. Hooks upstairs. Really nice work from Garcia. Again, it's Garcia that reminds me of Diego Corrales a bit. He's got Velasquez right against the ropes here. Oh, and the ref just stops it. Yeah, Velasquez was not firing back, so I think there looked like there was a series of 20 unanswered punches there, so the ref stopped it. Now, the ref looks like he's about 15 years old. I'm sure he's not, but I'm teasing. He's a very young-looking ref. So that's it. Nice stoppage victory for, I'll check, see what his name is. Okay, so this is the odd thing. He's not listed on the box rec fight card, so I do not know what this fellow's first name is. I guess they'll announce it in a moment. Hi, you guys. I hope you guys are all combat sports fans. I'm watching simultaneous boxing cards here. Looks like Tony Harrison might have dropped his opponent, Chavez. Like I said, unfortunately, the zone stream is not very good, so. Harrison might have stopped this fellow. Let's see. Thank you so much, Janae. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Okay, let's see if I can listen in here.
But he said, I don't think I can. Yeah, 3 knockdowns in the fight, and the last one spelled the end.
Oh, okay, so Tony Harrison gets a win. He, yeah, knocked his opponent down 3 times, so Tony Harrison gets the W there. Not sure if he's on a comeback trail or what he's up to, but all right, so the Mexican fighter goes by the nickname Chino Garcia. Not sure where he's from. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for putting those dudes on timeout. I'm not really sure why people chime in on a live stream if they have no interest in what the stream is about, you know? But same way, I have no reason why, I don't understand why people chime in on my live stream workouts and like just say random stuff as if they can give me advice on how to box or something. But thank you so much for the jewels, everybody. Really appreciate it. You're shoving off tension. That's so funny. All right, so the ESPN KO is on timeout right now, commercial break. Let's see.
found out what my job was. From there, I found out what my purpose was. And my purpose is that I like.
All right, so Harrison's talking about his purpose in life given to him by Allah or something like that. In any case, hey Carlos, what's up? So we just saw Tony Harrison. Remember him? Tony the Tiger Harrison. He just defeated Brian Damian Chavez. No relation to Julio Cesar, I assume. Dropped him 3 times. Now, Chavez has got 1 win and 5 losses in his last 6 fights. So, clearly brought in as an opponent. I guess they're trying to rebuild Tony Harrison for whatever reason in the middleweight division. Okay, so right at the end of the 4th round, this fight got stopped. Okay, so he's renamed himself Tony Superman Harrison. Oh, and Paulie Malignaggi is going to do the in-ring interview. How about that? Okay, so the main event after this Tony Harrison fight is a female bout. It's going to be 10 2-minute rounds for a world title. So this will be interesting. This is kind of why I was interested in watching this, just to see if I can pick up like a major difference in terms of the 10 2-minute rounds versus 10 3-minute rounds that is fresh in my memory from last night. Yeah, my DAZN feed kind of sucks. I'm kind of going around in circles here with it. Paulie's wearing he's got the Saturday Night Live look with the shirt outside the, you know what I mean, the shirt collar thing going on. That's kind of funny. Oh, and Dimitri's in the ring with them. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool to see these guys. I remember both these guys from the late 90s, 2000s in Gleason's gym. So, yeah, it's interesting that their paths are still crossing. It's not in the gym anymore. It's in the boxing business side. Yeah, you mentioned Clarissa Shields. She's in the ring standing behind Tony Harrison. So, I don't know if she has some interest in his career or what the deal is, but. Oh, and on the ESPN Knockout channel, if you speak Spanish, they're interviewing Alan David Picasso, who's going to fight Naoya Inoue in a week's time, December 27th, 2 days after Christmas. Yeah, Sean, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Am I still watching the highlights? Well, there's still playing. They were just showing it on ESPN KO, so I guess they got the rights to do that from Netflix. I don't know how that works, but yeah. Then look, man, that was not a fight. That was a farce. All right, Mark, we are watching 2 boxing cards simultaneously. There's a card going on in Michigan. And there's also a card going on in Tijuana, Mexico. So next up in Michigan is the main event. It's a female world title fight, 10 2-minute rounds. I'm curious just to see if I can, see the difference in the quality of the fight compared to last night's fight, which was 12 threes. If Tyson Fury comes in shape and in his top form, as they say, I could see Tyson beating AJ at this point. But, AJ, it depends how long he has to get to relearn things. He actually did. I think he looked decent in the ring last night. He wasn't dropping his hands as much. He didn't show some of the really bad habits. But how much more can this Team Usyk get out of Anthony Joshua? All right, Sean, we can block this guy forever. All right, next fight in the ring in TJ. Actually, I shouldn't speak too soon because they sometimes go way out of order in Mexico. Yeah, I mean, Joshua looked pretty washed versus Dubois, but he didn't look too bad last night. Thing is, that wasn't much of a test, right? There's just a dude running around the ring and then jumping in for a double leg takedown. So it's like not much to look at, or not much for AJ to work with. So, but at least he didn't have some of the really bad habits that he had versus Dubois, which is carrying his hands way, way too low. Now, Fury is always a question mark because hopefully we get the Fury who's in shape. I can't see why he'd bother making a comeback if he wasn't going to give himself the opportunity to look great. Okay, in Mexico, we have Martinez versus Castro. Oh, this is interesting. Matchup of two southpaws. Let me see if I can figure out who this is. All right, sorry guys. This fight is not on the BoxRec list either, so I'm not sure what their first names are, but we have a Martinez versus a Castro. Both are wearing predominantly red trunks. Both are fighting out of southpaw position. Martinez, in this case, has the height and reach advantage, it looks like, with Castro being the slightly shorter guy. All right, ref's calling a timeout. Not sure what was going on there with Martinez. He kind of reached to his eyes and shook his head. Ref asked him if he's okay, and guess they're going to resume. Can't be an eye poke because it's boxing gloves. No, Wilder can't get a shot at Usyk. Wilder is shot. Well, Wilder is way more shot than any of these other guys. He shouldn't have fought Parker. He shouldn't have fought Zhang. I know he had a couple of layups, but, you know, Deontay Wilder's done. He's been done. I mean, the first couple of fights with Fury took it out of him. You know, and then the one person with any common sense in his corner, you know, he fires, which was a shame. All right, here we go. Martinez starting to open up a little bit. Nice double jabs, left hand from him. Castro returns the favor, double jab right hand. Or double jab left hand. Both southpaws. So Castro getting a little bit cute. Kind of level changing with the double high guard since he's a much shorter guy. Trying to work his way in with the jab to the body. Martinez is maintaining his height, not giving it away. Castro's the one moving around the outside. Martinez is kind of working with a bit of a shell guard at this point. Not something you see a lot from Mexican fighters, fighting with that lead hand low and his rear hand across his chest. And that's the round. All right. Well, the great thing, if you have access to ESPN Knockout, ESPN KO, which is a channel that's in Spanish, all of these fights on this card thus far, I don't know any of the fighters. I'm sure you won't either. They're no way near being household names, but if you like to see a good scrap, you will see a good scrap. All the fighters are coming to fight. All right, on the DAZN feed, they're showing some replays of Claressa Shields. She's in the ring. Got a bright red outfit on, talking to Paul Malignaggi, showing off her champion ring. Okay, so next up is a female world title fight, Olivia Curry versus Kay Scott. Don't know either fighter, but let's see how this goes. All right, back in TJ, we have two lefties, Martinez versus Castro. Martinez is the taller, lankier fighter, and Castro's giving away a little bit of height and a little bit of reach here. I guess this is a rematch. I'm not sure. Anyways, okay. Okay, Castro, shorter guy, shorter man, trying to work that left to the body. It's funny how they're starting to mirror each other with that semi-half shell guard, rear hand across the chest, lead hand a little bit low. I think Castro would be better off just sticking to that double high guard, bobbing and weaving to try to get in. Right, Castro getting a little bit cute here, trying to slip, and then come right back after Martinez is finished punching. Not sure if there's a little minor clash of heads there, as Castro, being the shorter guy, is coming in and up. Yeah, Sean says he likes what he saw from Baumgartner. I'd agree. She was very poised in there. She did have a couple of moments, like in the 11th round, where what's the lady's name? Oh, Baudouin got her in a little bit of trouble for a moment. But overall, I liked Baumgartner's patience and poise. Now, could she have done more to try to stop Baudouin? I mean, sometimes you just don't want to get greedy, you know? I'm not sure if that was her first time fighting 12 3-minute rounds, but you know, if it was, then you don't want to test things too far, right? Like she doesn't want to gas out. So I can't blame her if she and Derek James wanted to be a bit conservative. No, I don't think Baumgartner is going to call out Claressa Shields. Clarissa's never going to make 130 pounds. Clarissa probably hasn't weighed 130 pounds since she was like 10 years old or something. She's a heavyweight. I think Baumgartner was speaking to Caroline Dubois when she said if Caroline wants it, she can come get it or something like that. All right, in TJ, things are starting to heat up a little bit. Both fighters are now fighting with their hands down. I don't know why. I kind of a little bit of showboating, I think, on both their part. But okay, we're on break in TJ, so we'll wait. And in Michigan, the first female fighter is making her way to the ring in black with pink. It's really not extended time. It's really just 12 3-minute rounds is the standard for a title fight. I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, why 2-minute rounds? Well, the argument was when women's pro boxing first started that women didn't have a lot of experience, so they said, okay, we'll just make it 2-minute rounds. I mean, that's, so then just stay amateur if you want to fight 2-minute rounds. I mean, Sean, I mean, Baumgartner and Clarissa, they're never going to fight. Clarissa's never going to come down to 130. And I don't see how Baumgartner can give away 50 pounds. So, all right, I don't think you're going to make rounds shorter than 2 minutes. Then you might as well just have all the YouTubers and influencers. They should fight 1-minute rounds because we don't want to watch them. All right, so now we have... Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know which woman is which woman here. Olivia Curry versus Kay Scott for a WBC belt. Now, the WBC won't sanction 12 3-minute rounds for women, so that's why this is 10 twos. All right, back in TJ. Good action between Martinez and Castro. Both men standing at mid-range. Lots of back and forth action here. I believe Castro's corner was urging him to keep the high double guard. So he looks like he's started to go back to that, but he can't afford to just stand there with the high double guard. Okay, now he's dropping his lead hand again. Oh, good job by Castro. He managed to catch taller Martinez with a couple of hooks. Nice little weave under by Castro. Oh, now he's getting a little cute. Only belt that matters is the ring belt. No, that's just something that Terrence Crawford said. That's not true. Okay. In terms of the males, if you hold any belt, you're a world champion, you can automatically command more money in your next fight, meaning a bigger purse. With the women, there's no money to begin with, so, I mean, it's all relative, right? You should, in theory, be able to ask for more money, but if they're not going to pay you, they're not going to pay you. All right, thanks for your input, the hooliganification. Although if you're not a woman, I don't know why you have any bones. If you're not a male fighter and you're not a female fighter, I'm not sure why you want to have any input on the conversation. Hooligan, you don't have to stick around. Go find another live stream to troll. So here's the deal with why they pay for the belts. They pay for the belts. I mean, somebody has to pay for that physical belt. But if you mean the 3%, all the belts charge 3%, except for the ring, because the ring doesn't really sanction it. They just award it to somebody if they feel that that person's deserving. So you don't fight for the ring belt. But the thing is, if you're fighting for a belt, you automatically can ask for more money. No, it's not corruption. It's business. They tell you up front. It's not corrupt because they tell you up front, we're taking 3% of your purse, whether you're the challenger or the champion. I explained this all in one of my longer videos. But in any case, that's not where the corruption lies. The corruption, there's the corruption or the thievery goes on behind closed doors. But as far as the commissions taking their 3%, no, it's all stated on the website. It's up front. And you agree, if you're going to fight for that belt, you agree to pay the 3%. Okay, and then for the WBC, there's additional fees on top of that because the WBC says they want 3% of all the profits. All right, so here we go with Curry and Scott, 10 2-minute rounds. Gosh, they're both wearing black trunks, so I'm not sure who's who here. Both women a little bit awkward, in my opinion. Okay, so Curry looks a little bit more awkward than Scott. They've both fallen into a clinch. Scott lands a little hook on her exit. But both women have their hands a little bit too wide. Chins are a little bit too far up. So I'm surprised this is actually for a world title fight. Okay. Back in TJ. Castro, sort of man, bang into the body, trying to come upstairs, trying to weave under Garcia's punches. But Garcia just got off a rapid 3-punch combination, then now a 4-punch combination. Nice back and forth action, though, in TJ. So, like I said, if you've got access to ESPN Knockout, tune into that because it's you'll see some. They've been really great fights all along, even though these are unknown entities, you know. Okay, in this women's title fight, I'm underwhelmed by their technical abilities here. And that's the round, 2 minutes. Okay, and TJ, Castro's starting to do some good work, but Garcia's just, when it's Garcia's turn to fire off, he gets off more punches. He's throwing faster combinations. I give Castro credit for trying to work to the body a bit. I mean, maybe he'll be able to slow Garcia down, but it doesn't look so at the moment. All right, hey, what's up, Gabezilla? All right, back in action, second round, scheduled for 10 for a world title. I find the level of technique here underwhelming. Both women are a little bit awkward. Just because one's more awkward than the other doesn't, I mean, you know, it's not like the winner should be the one. Ooh, and Curry, I think it's Curry, just landed a big right hand that snapped Scott's head back. I believe Scott is the champion, but she's making some fundamental errors. Neither woman has very good footwork. They're both flat-footed. Scott almost crosses her feet. Curry lands a little short, nice short little left hook there and knocks Scott's head back with a jab. Okay, back in action in TJ. Much better quality fight, even though it's, again, 2 unknown entities for us. A Martinez versus a Castro. Castro's starting to load up on his body shots here. Castro's decided to heat his corner, put up the high double guard, but while he's doing that, he's got to get out of the way because Garcia's just peppering him with shots from the outside. Or sorry, not Garcia, Martinez. The slightly taller Martinez definitely has the reach advantage. Okay, back in the ring with the women's title fight. We see Scott making some rookie errors here. Like I said, this does not look like world championship level boxing to me. Good to meet you too, Chance. All right, back in TJ, we have two southpaws facing each other, the slightly shorter Castro facing a longer, lankier Martinez. And Castro just landed a nice little short left hook. Both men, for whatever reason, now choosing to fight with that half shell guard. And in the women's title fight, we see Curry's cut man having to go to work here. There's a cut over her right eyebrow, looks like. Looks like that was from a headbutt. So if the fight gets stopped due to that cut, I don't think it will, then they'll look at the scorecards. All right, so right out the gate here, we're in the third round, scheduled for 10 for a female title fight. When I say awkward, I mean look at the rhythm and look at the sort of lack of smoothness in the, or lack of fluidity rather in the movement. No lack of enthusiasm. Thank you so much for joining us from Pakistan. I like Dutch kickboxing better than Thai kickboxing or American kickboxing. Although, unless you consider Benny Urquidez as American kickboxing, I did study with him, so I think he's terrific. All right, so we see what I mean here? Like Scott is just walking in right behind her punches. Both women look like they're in good conditioning, but see, this is where technique would play a big role in if it was a 3-minute round, you know, because you got another minute to go after the 2 minutes, and can you make it through that last 60 seconds, right? See here at this point, at the halfway point of a 3-minute round, they just have to hang in there for another 30 seconds. All right, so anyways, if you want, you can always check out some of my fights. They're the ones with the purple thumbnails. You're welcome to chime in and say how you think the quality of that fight, my fights, compared to what you're able to see on these streams right now. All right, back in TJ. Still lots of back and forth action, although Martinez, the taller, lankier southpaw, is outworking the slightly shorter Castro. So I tend to agree with the unofficial scorecards. I have Martinez ahead on this fight as well. Yes, I'm a boxer. You can look at the, like I said, you can look at the videos with the purple thumbnails on this channel. Right now in TJ, we have Martinez just working Castro from the outside. Castro's keeping up that high double guard as his corner requested, but as he's doing that, he's got to work his way inside if he wants to inflict some damage on Martinez. He's fallen a little bit short there with that left hand. Okay, there he goes. He's now, yeah, he's just fallen a little bit short. Throws a wingy overhand left, and that totally misses. Okay, back in the action with this female title fight. We're in the fourth round, scheduled for 10. Curry starts to open up with a combination, and Scott tries to add in a body shot behind a couple of headshots. Curry's doing a decent job with the jab at the moment. Scott with a nice little half uppercut, half hook to the head. And another little uppercut hook hybrid from Scott knocks Curry's head back here. At this point, Scott is inflicting more damage on Curry. Starting to do a little grappling here. I wonder if these women are drug tested. Just saying. Okay, Scott is starting to change things up here a little bit. She goes to the body, then comes upstairs. Okay, and TJ, for whatever reason. Okay, that's it. That's the fight. So good all action fight, you know. You can't take anything away from both men. They both came to fight. No one did the Devin Haney. All right, so here's my take on the 10 2-minute rounds versus the 10 3-minute rounds. Well, first, Baumgartner is a far more skilled world champion than is this Kay Scott. I mean, it's cool that she has an OnlyFans channel, and I guess she's got a contract with DAZN. I don't know. But, yeah, lacking in skill set. So there's that. Would an additional round, an additional minute per round make a difference? Yeah, I think because that would force you to be a little more tactical and not just try to throw tons of volume. All right, at this point, Olivia Curry bleeding from the nose. Her cutman seems to be doing a decent job. All right, so I think in TJ, I think it's pretty safe to say that Martinez won this decision versus the slightly shorter but enthusiastic Castro. Back in Michigan, a world title fight between Kay Scott and Olivia Curry. Curry's holding her own, but Scott is doing more damage with the variety of shots she's able to land, like these little hybrid left uppercut, left hooks. Both women leaving their chins up just a little bit too much. I mean, I hate to say it, but there are women fighting at the amateur level that look more skillful than these two women look at the professional level. So, I mean, that just is what it is. You know, both women somewhat flat-footed, not really able to glide around the ring very well because of their footwork. And they're just like throwing hard lead shots rather than probing shots to set things up. And in TJ, indeed, Mr. Martinez takes the decision victory. So congrats to him. That was a good little test for him because Castro was going to keep coming no matter what. Okay, and good to see both men hug it out. All right, and that's the round. All right, I'll listen in on the corner here. Right, for whatever reason, they've not taken Scott's mouthpiece out of her mouth, so that's bad corner work. I'm talking about Kay Scott's corner. All right, here we go. Round 6, scheduled for 10. These are 2-minute rounds. Women only get to fight 10 2-minute rounds for the WBC belt, and that's what Scott is defending, apparently. Okay, again, both women just throwing bow and arrow style 1-2s, kind of wingy shots, not keeping their other hand up. Decent parry there by Curry. But it looks to me that both women came to boxing a little bit later than in life. I don't think they started when they were kids or teens, just because of the awkwardness I sense in both of them. The flat-footedness and sort of the awkward rhythm that they both have. So in that sense, they're evenly matched. A nice little left uppercut from Scott. There's no quit in Curry. And she is holding her own. She tried to get off a body shot there. 2 body shots from Curry. Be good if she could follow up upstairs. Scott starting to push her head down. See, if the round is longer than 2 minutes, and you can't just be all aggression. When there's only 2 minutes, you almost have to be all aggression. So really the 3-minute round is, Alicia Baumgartner made good use of that. She used probing shots, she maintained distance, she picked her shots very well. So there's a better look to that rather than just having to go all out for 120 seconds. Mr. Knighty, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, we're here to talk about combat sports, so. All right, so on ESPN Knockout, I think they're asking if we think that Picasso has a chance with versus Naoya Inoue. So there's a little pause in the action in TJ as the people on the desk have a little conversation. All right, so back in the female title fight in Michigan. All right, Mr. Knighty, I guess you're trying to be funny, but I'm not getting any of your jokes, so it's not working. All right. Round 7 scheduled for 10. Again, I have to admit, I'm completely underwhelmed by the skill set of both these women, considering this is a world title fight. I think they look, like, I wouldn't say novice, but they don't even look like open class amateur fighters to me, but it is what it is. Kay managed to secure herself a belt, and now she gets to defend it. All right, Mr. Knighty, no, I don't. Okay, I think one of Scott's best shots is that sneaky little left uppercut. She's able to land that right up the middle, right in close. And Curry hasn't figured that out yet. Oh, but there we go. Curry comes back with a hard shot of her own to knock Scott's head back. Something tells me Scott's going to get the decision no matter what. All right, Mr. Knighty. Appreciate your input there. Yeah, both women throwing rather wide punches, holding their hands rather wide. So when you hold your hands too wide apart, that tends to have you throw wingy punches. My favorite female boxer would be Lucia Riker. All right, so not liking this fight, 10 2-minute rounds, but it's not so much the 10 2-minute rounds as it is just the lack of skill set from both women. Yeah, Kay Scott is nowhere near on the level of Alicia Baumgartner, so that just is what it is. Okay, I'm not sure who's in the ring right now in TJ. Guess I'll find out in a second. A lot of these fights are not as listed on BoxRec, so. Oh, I think this is the co-main then. This is Dubiel Sanchez versus Jesus Estrada Sanchez. I guess we'll call him Jesus Estrada. Male boxer at the moment. Well, in general, I mean, I really like Manny Pacquiao. In the heavyweight division, I mean, there's a lot of guys I like. I think Ajit Kabayel showed a big turnaround improvement. I do still like Joseph Parker, of course, Usyk, Fury. I'm still fond of Dubois, Wardley. You know, Itama is looking great. All right, so let's see what's going on in the female fight here. All right, we got Scott with the double underhooks. Referee separates him. Curry with a couple little left hooks on the inside, and Scott goes to hold again. It wasn't a fight. Yeah, you can see a lengthy breakdown of that tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you sub and hit the bell so you see when it's available to you. Right, in the female fight, again, Scott has Curry up against the ropes, just holding her there. All right, so the women are starting to get a little sloppy here in these late rounds. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mr. Knighty. Okay, and that's the round for the woman. So, honestly, this women's fight is like, it's actually not a good fight to watch because I'm a strong believer in garbage in, garbage out. So if you watch garbage, it's like that goes into your brain. You kind of retain that in your output. You don't want your output to be garbage. So I'm not going to know. I don't know if I'm going to do a review on a guy I don't even know about, but I'll look him up. Okay, and here we go. I think this is the 9th round, scheduled for 10 of this female fight. They start going at it at close quarters, but they're just winging punches at each other and kind of falling into each other with a underhook in between shots. Okay, in TJ, we have Sanchez versus Parada. Okay, so we're changing up our names, I guess. Both now, we got 2 orthodox fighters. Very similar height. They look like they have a similar style. Again, both fighters like to stand mid-range here. Now, these guys look a lot more seasoned than any of the fighters we've seen thus far. Well, Mr. Knighty, you might have fallen asleep on Baumgartner, but this fight that's going on right now is just, maybe it's not boring, but it's very low quality. All right, I'm going to call one of these guys by his first name, which is Dubiel, because they're both have Sanchez in their last name, so I don't know which one they're going to call Sanchez. Okay, in any case. I guess that's Parada. One of them just landed a nice right hand. He's the B side. Oh, interesting. We got Dubiel switching stances for a moment. Then he switches back to orthodox. Lands a nice jab to the body. Now, both these fighters look like they're seasoned fighters. They've got nice footwork. Not sure why Dubiel keeps switching stances. Okay, in the female fight, we're just going back and forth, winging punches. Scott has Curry against the ropes again, but Curry's firing back. Nice little uppercut there from Fury, sneaks in. Scott's grabbing with one hand. Oh, Curry with another little uppercut. Again with the uppercut. Glove to the face by Scott. Ref's on the other side so he can't see it. Oh, now he comes to this side. All right. But the women are holding. Now they break apart a little bit. Oh, nice right hand there by Curry. So Curry's doing well here. This is the final round. She's come alive, but she's got a minute left to make something happen. I think boxing overall is down in quality. Fortunately for us, the heavyweight division is alive and well. I think a lot of that has to do. A lot of that is due to be honest, a lot of that is due to Tyson Fury's trilogy with Deontay Wilder, which really revived interest. And so I think a lot of that in general has to do with Turki Al-Sheikh convincing the Prince of Saudi Arabia to throw money at boxing. Yeah, I got to avoid seafood, just Victor, but thanks for the tip. All right, in this final few seconds of this female world title fight, I have to say the quality of the boxing is somewhat disappointing. The enthusiasm is there, but the skill level is not. All right, back in TJ. Oh, nice body shot by Dubiel, followed up with a uppercut. Right, now Dubiel is fighting out of a southpaw stance. Interesting. Then he just switches right back to righty. I wonder if this guy wants to switch over to MMA or something. I like how... Oh, very slick move there by Dubiel. Stance switch and then lands a little tight hook. Very well done. A lot of people mess up the stance switch and leave themselves open. Usyk definitely is on another level. All right, right now Dubiel is, I think he's outclassing his opponent. Now this is quite a high skill level fight, much higher level of skill here. All right, Dubiel on the ropes. His opponent's landing some nice body shots and uppercuts to headshots. Dubiel with a nice jab to the body. Okay, so we're waiting the official announcement for the women's title fight. Underwhelmed, unfortunately, in terms of skill level here. But all right, back in TJ. We do have a high skill level fight here. Now Dubiel's back into orthodox stance. His opponent's moving around him. This is a very evenly matched fight. Ref asked Dubiel to keep his punches up. And that's the round. Okay, so I think they're going to give this to Scott, but $98.92. Wow, K. Scott wins the WBA and the WBC belts by split. Not impressed, but anyways. No, Shields can't fight Baumgartner. She's not going to go down to 130. She's a heavyweight. I think one of her legs weighs 130. All right, in the ring in Mexico, Dubiel had himself up on the ropes, and his partner was going to town. All right, guys, this has just been just over an hour, so I think I'm not sure how much more of this fight I'm going to watch, but I guess we'll see this fight in TJ through. It's kind of cool watching this because the guy reffing this fight also has reffed a couple of my fights, so fun to see a familiar face. Hi, Lady Sky, how are you doing? All right. Dubiel getting cute here and TJ in the ring, kind of dancing around a little bit. Nice jab to the body by Dubiel. Dubiel Sanchez, the stance switcher in purple and black trunks. Jesus, slightly shorter fighter, but he's firing off some nice shots here as Dubiel has put himself on the ropes. And again, Dubiel puts himself on the ropes, and his opponent affords him the privilege of unloading on him. Oh, nice right hand to the body by his opponent. And again, Dubiel puts himself on the ropes and gives his partner a chance to unload rapid-fire combinations here. Dubiel in the corner. And Estrada's coming back with some hard body shots. Now Dubiel Sanchez fires back, but lands a low blow, so the ref calls a timeout with 14 seconds left in this round. Yeah, I think Alicia called out Caroline Dubois. or she didn't really call her out. She just was saying, hey, if you want it, come get it type thing. So I think that could be a very good fight. All right, and that's the round in TJ. This is scheduled for 8. All right, so guys, we're going to finish out this co-main event in TJ, and then probably going to call it an evening because I'm kind of tired. But yeah, let me know. Post any questions or comments you have about combat sport, boxing or MMA. All right, here we go. Dubiel Sanchez versus Jesus Estrada. Or Parada. I don't know. This is the confusing thing. No diss, but when some of these Mexican fighters have 4 names, it's like, I don't know which one they're using. I don't really follow one championship closely. I am aware of it. But, I mean, like, I check out their social media and stuff. All right, so here we are. It's the 4th round scheduled for 8. Of Dubiel Sanchez versus Jesus Estrada. This fight is taking place in Tijuana, Mexico. All of these fights on this card have been very evenly matched, very competitive. Now both fighters standing toe-to-toe, getting some nice little inside work there by Parada. Uppercut, left hook. Body shot by Parada. He rolls under Dubiel's left hook quite tightly. Sanchez back on that jab. Now he switches to southpaw stance. He's been switching back and forth the entire time. Almost reminds me of how an MMA fighter would do it. Yeah, I agree. One FC is a great league. All right, guys. So if you have access to ESPN KO, some good fights going on. So probably, tune in. Check this fight out that's happening right now. I'm pretty sure the main event will be just as entertaining. That's a 10-rounder. Super flyweight, so there's smaller guys. Should be lots of action. All right, looks like there's a cut on Dubiel Sanchez's eyebrow, maybe not. He's just wiping it. I think the ref warns them. All right, going to give you guys 2 minutes to post up any questions or comments. I'm probably going to stop the stream at that point after this round. I know there's still, we're just at the halfway point of this 8-rounder, and then there's the main event, but I'm just pretty exhausted from yesterday's stream, and then 2 streams yesterday, 2 streams today. Yes, John 3:16. Thank you. All right, guys. You got about a minute to post any questions or comments. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Yes, do remember to please subscribe and hit the bell. As always, you're always welcome to leave a super chat or a super thanks or some jewels. Thank you to, I think that was Sean that dropped those jewels earlier. Oh, no, that was Fio Plays. And Janae. Fio Plays and Janae. My fault. But yeah, you're always welcome to drop some jewels, a gift, or super thanks or super chat on any of the videos. All right, guys, I'm calling it evening. We will see you the next time. Thank you so much for joining me.